Hello everyone. Florida farmers are currently grappling with significant crop damage and disruption caused by wild monkey invasions. These invasions have not only led to substantial financial losses, but have also imposed severe mental stress on the residents as they struggle to protect their livelihoods and homes from these persistent intruders. The relentless activity of these wild monkeys has left many wondering how to cope with the ongoing threat and what measures can be taken to mitigate the damage. What pressures did these invasions cause on the people, and how did they overcome this challenging situation? Please follow us and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on this pressing issue. Wild monkeys in Florida have become a serious problem for farmers. They target a variety of crops, including fruits such as bananas, mangoes, and papayas, as well as vegetables, grains, and even flowers. In some heavily affected areas, crop loss estimates reach as high as 4 times. This significant loss of produce not only affects the farmers' livelihoods, but also impacts the local economy. Have you ever wondered how a single invasive species can cause such extensive damage to agricultural produce? Besides, the problems caused by wild monkeys extend beyond the fields and into people's homes. Known for their intelligence and dexterity, these monkeys can easily break into houses in search of food or shelter.
Check there. Get out of there!
They often enter through open windows or doors, and their ability to find weak spots in roofs or gaps in eaves allows them to access attics and then move into the main parts of houses. This intrusion not only causes chaos, especially in kitchens where they look for food, but also severely affects the mental well-being of the homeowners. Many residents fear coming into contact with these wild animals due to their potential for aggressive behavior. How would you feel if you found a wild monkey rummaging through your kitchen? Given the severity of the problem, various measures have been implemented to deal with wild monkeys in the U.S. One approach to managing the wild monkey population is hunting. Hunters begin by tracking the monkeys' movements and determining their habitats, which involves observing feeding patterns, movement routes, and nesting sites. To legally hunt monkeys, hunters often need to obtain specific licenses or permits. This regulatory framework helps ensure that hunting activities are monitored and managed to prevent overhunting and protect endangered species. Given the challenges and ethical concerns associated with hunting, sustainable alternatives such as trapping and sterilization have been explored. The process involves several carefully planned steps to ensure the safety of both the animals and the people involved. The first step in this process is trapping the monkeys. Humane traps, such as cage traps baited with food, are set in areas frequented by monkeys. These traps are regularly monitored to ensure that captured monkeys are not left alone for long periods, reducing stress and the risk of injury. Once a monkey is caught, trained staff handle it carefully and transport it to a sterilization facility, using protective gear to minimize the risk of disease transmission. How do you think the use of humane traps compares to other methods of dealing with invasive species? Upon arrival at the facility, each monkey undergoes a health assessment to determine its condition and suitability for surgery. The monkeys are then anesthetized to ensure they do not experience pain during the procedure. The sterilization surgery, which may include a vasectomy for males or tubal ligation for females, is performed by a veterinarian. These procedures are minimally invasive and are designed to prevent future births. After surgery, the monkeys are monitored until they recover from anesthesia and receive necessary medical care, including pain control and antibiotics to prevent infection. Once the monkeys have fully recovered, they are marked with identifiers such as microchips or small ear tags to facilitate future tracking efforts. They are then transported back to their capture site or a nearby safe location and released back into their habitat. This approach allows the monkeys to reintegrate with their social groups while ensuring that their populations are controlled in a humane manner. Do you agree with the two methods mentioned above? If yes, press key number 1. If not, share your thoughts in the comments section and continue exploring the next invasive species. Baboon hunting in Florida has become an essential strategy in managing the invasive population. Effective hunting practices require specific techniques and skills, such as hiding in enclosed areas, remaining silent, and carefully observing before taking a shot due to the baboon's high intelligence and social nature. Do you know what America's largest invasive mammal is? It's the wild boar, scientifically known as Zeus scrofa. With a population of about 9 million, these creatures are spread throughout the United States. So what damage do they cause to humans and the ecosystem, and what methods do hunters use to deal with them? We invite you to watch the video to find out. Are you prepared to embark on this immersive adventure? Don't forget to leave a comment with the number 1 to show your excitement. Wild boars are a major economic threat in the United States, causing an estimated $2.05 billion in damage annually. This immense financial burden is felt most acutely in Texas, where the damage alone is estimated at $400 million each year. The widespread destruction these animals cause affects various sectors, including agriculture, infrastructure, and the environment. Have you ever considered the financial impact of invasive species on local economies and how such costs are managed? States like Georgia, in particular, face severe challenges due to the destructive habits of wild boars. Large fields of corn and other crops are often uprooted and trampled by these invasive animals, leading to significant financial losses. A single herd of wild boars can devastate an entire crop field overnight, leaving farmers with little to salvage. This not only affects the farmer's immediate income, but also has long-term implications for food supply and prices. Can you imagine the frustration and financial strain on farmers who have to repeatedly deal with such devastation? In addition to agricultural destruction, wild boars cause extensive damage to property and infrastructure. Their rooting behavior can undermine roads, damage buildings, and disrupt water systems. This kind of destruction can lead to costly repairs and maintenance, straining public and private resources. Damaged roads and culverts require immediate attention to prevent accidents and ensure public safety. What do you think communities can do to protect their infrastructure from these relentless invaders? To mitigate this threat, coordinated hunting activities and effective management strategies are essential to safeguard both livelihoods and ecosystems impacted by wild boar. Hunting wild boars in the United States requires hunters to adhere to strict licensing and regulatory requirements. To participate in hunting activities, hunters must obtain a full hunting license and a hunting card. Additionally, they must have a thorough understanding of the hunting regulations specific to each state, as these can vary widely. These regulations are designed to ensure the safety, legality, and ethical standards of hunting practice. Shotgun hunting is a prevalent method for managing wild boar populations, utilizing the power and precision of 12 and 20 gauge shotguns. These shotguns are favored for their versatility and effectiveness in close-range encounters, making them ideal for the dense vegetation and rugged terrain where wild boars are often found. Hunters must be well-versed in the use of these firearms, understanding their range and impact to ensure ethical and successful hunts. The choice between 12 and 20 gauge shotguns typically depends on the hunter's preference, with the 12 gauge offering more stopping power and the 20 gauge providing a lighter, more manageable option. Especially, hunting wild boars requires a high level of skill and a deep understanding of their behavior. Successful hunters must be adept at tracking these animals, which are known for their intelligence and elusive nature. Wild boars are highly adaptive, often changing their patterns to avoid detection. This means that hunters need to be familiar with the terrain and the habits of the boars in their specific region. Knowledge of their feeding times, movement patterns, and preferred habitats is crucial. Additionally, hunters must be skilled in the use of their equipment, whether it be firearms or trapping devices, and be prepared to respond quickly to the boar's aggressive behavior when cornered. The combination of these skills and knowledge is essential for effectively managing the wild boar population and mitigating the damage they cause. But hunting wild boars presents several significant challenges that require both skill and caution. One of the primary obstacles hunters face is the dense vegetation in the areas where wild boars are commonly found. This thick foliage limits visibility and shooting range, making it difficult to spot and accurately target these elusive animals. The dense vegetation not only provides cover for the boars, but also creates a hazardous environment for hunters, who must navigate through tangled underbrush and uneven terrain. Have you ever tried to move quietly through a dense forest? In particular, one of the advantages of hunting wild boars is its accessibility and relatively low cost compared to other wildlife management strategies. Shotgun hunting, for example, is a popular method because it does not require expensive equipment or most hunters can participate with basic gear and licenses, making it an accessible option for many. This approach allows for widespread participation, which is crucial for managing the large and rapidly growing wild boar population. Additionally, the low cost of entry encourages more hunters to take part, contributing to more effective population control. Have you ever considered how the accessibility and cost of hunting methods influence participation and effectiveness in wildlife management? Besides, helicopter hunting is a widely utilized method for managing wild boar populations, especially in states such as Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. This technique allows hunters to cover large areas quickly, increasing the chances of locating and eliminating these invasive animals. However, one of the primary challenges in hunting wild boars is the high cost of operations. Hunting, particularly with advanced methods like helicopter hunting, requires significant financial investment. The costs include purchasing and maintaining equipment, securing permits, and hiring skilled personnel. Helicopters, for example, are expensive to operate, with fuel, maintenance, and pilot fees adding up. Welcome to our documentary on the invasive Burmese pythons wreaking havoc in Florida. With an estimated population of 100,000, these pythons thrive in grasslands, wetlands, and even urban areas. Originating from Southeast Asia and introduced through the exotic pet trade, they have devastated local ecosystems by preying on native birds, reptiles, and mammals, leading to drastic population declines and habitat changes. Join us as we explore the severe impact of these invasive species on both humans and the environment, as well as the efforts of professional hunters dedicated to controlling their spread in Florida. Burmese pythons have become a formidable threat to Florida's native wildlife, preying heavily on birds, reptiles, and mammals. These apex predators have caused significant declines in native species populations, disrupting the ecosystem's balance. Visuals of species like the marsh rabbit, wood stork, and alligator illustrate the dramatic impact. Studies show that in areas with high python density, some mammal populations have plummeted by as much as 9. The predation pressure from these invasive snakes highlights the urgent need for effective management and control efforts to protect Florida's native fauna. How do you think we can effectively combat the spread of these invasive pythons? The Florida Python Challenge is an innovative annual event designed to tackle the growing problem of Burmese pythons in the state, organized by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission of USC and other partners. This event encourages participants to hunt and capture as many pythons as possible within a set period. Through captivating footage, we will take you to the heart of the action, showcasing the thrill and dedication of the hunters. Interviews with participants and organizers will provide insights into the challenges and successes of this initiative. How do you feel about the Python Challenge as a method to control invasive species? In addition to the Python Challenge, FUWC and the South Florida Water Management District, SUMD, have established incentive programs to control the python population further. These programs offer financial rewards to registered hunters for capturing and relocating Burmese pythons, making it a sustainable effort year-round. Do you think incentive programs are an effective way to encourage more people to participate in wildlife management? In particular, in Florida, hunting Burmese pythons requires specialized training and adherence to strict guidelines. Hunters undergo comprehensive training programs to learn how to identify, capture, and humanely euthanize these invasive snakes. While permits are not always necessary for hunting on designated public lands, registration and compliance with specific guidelines are essential, especially for those participating in incentive programs. The effectiveness of hunting Burmese pythons in Florida largely hinges on the dedication and skill of professional hunters who often catch these snakes by hand. The process involves traversing dense, often treacherous terrain and scanning for the camouflage pythons. Once a python is spotted, hunters must carefully approach and secure the snake's head to avoid being bitten. It's a labor-intensive and hazardous task, but these hunters can capture 25 to 30 pythons in a single outing, significantly reducing their numbers and mitigating their impact on the ecosystem. However, hunting Burmese pythons in Florida presents a host of challenges that test the skills and resolve of even the most experienced hunters. The state's difficult terrain, especially within the vast expanse of the Everglades, is one of the most significant obstacles. Dense vegetation, waterlogged swamps, and unpredictable weather conditions make tracking and capturing these elusive snakes formidable. Also, encounters with Burmese pythons can be perilous and demand a high level of preparedness. These snakes are large, often reaching lengths of over 15 feet, and powerful and aggressive when threatened. Hunters must remain vigilant and ready to respond immediately, knowing that every step could bring them face to face with a formidable python. The adrenaline rush of such encounters is matched only by the danger they pose. We will explore pheasants, a large bird species in the United States, where the population is up to 51 million, Concentrated mainly in California, Montana, and Oregon, these states have diverse landscapes and favorable climates that create ideal habitats for these dazzling birds to thrive. Although not a native species, pheasants have thrived thanks to their remarkable adaptability and the success of conservation efforts. Their significant presence in these areas highlights both the ecological impact of invasive species and the complex balance required to manage and conserve diverse ecosystems across the country. Pheasants are omnivorous birds, capable of consuming a wide variety of plants, leading to significant economic losses for farmers. It is a significant threat to agriculture, causing extensive damage to crops such as wheat, corn, peanuts, and vegetables. This destructive behavior results in an estimated $500 in annual crop damage, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's day. Their diverse diet and feeding habits make them a formidable pest for farmers across the United States. What measures have local farmers taken to minimize the impact of these pests? Follow me and you will know soon. Strategic hunting is an essential method of controlling pheasant populations and minimizing their impact on agriculture. These hunts are often organized by nonprofit organizations and government agencies, typically during the fall migration period. Effective management of their populations through hunting helps protect crops and reduce economic loss. Various hunting methods are employed to control pheasant populations, including the use of rifles, traps, and hunting dogs. Rifles are the most common method, while traps and hunting dogs, though used less frequently, remain effective. Hunts are usually conducted in large fields, such as those planted with wheat, corn, peanuts, and vegetables, where pheasants are likely to be found. Continued efforts in hunting and other control measures are vital to mitigate the impact of these birds and protect the agricultural industry. Effective management strategies are essential for maintaining a balance between wildlife populations and sustainable farming practices. Do you know which control measures are better? Please share your opinion to contribute to balancing the ecosystem.